everyone, Voodoo here, and we are back with some more Havoc Demon Hunter content. I know it's been a little bit, I took a little break from Havoc, I guess, but we're here today with like a Sims video, so to speak. Our Sims are in a pretty realistic spot now. There's a little bit of stuff that isn't working. Aldrachi under Sims a little bit. It's missing the 10/20% damage amp to your first Cow Strike or Blade Dance after Reaver's Glaive. Fel-Scarred works pretty well. Maybe a few optimizations of the APL there, and then basically embellishments are missing. But other than that, Sims are working basically as good as they can. So it's time to take a look at some stuff, how good Havoc's doing, builds, and just the general hero tree balance and stuff. So make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Obviously more content coming, as well as some more other varied melee content as we get towards the War Within. Probably having a warrior video this week. So with that, so go to the Sims. All right, so the first thing we're gonna take a look at here, obviously, is a top gear sim for single targets. These are our single target builds. I guess I'll zoom in a little here. So this is the current best build. This is no mover Aldrachi, and I'm not gonna lie, it plays very similar to Sinful Brand, the terrifying thing from back in Shadowlands, where the whole thing is you are just trying to keep up Reaver's Glaive and stuff like that as much as possible. You basically don't push any buttons besides Cow Strike and Death Sweep. Some of you might be excited about that. Some of you probably are not excited about that. It's not a great playstyle. It's like workable because you are pushing slightly more buttons, right? You mostly ignore your Fury Generators unless you absolutely need them, but you're still using Vengeful Retreat. You have Reaver's Glaive in there with Soul Scar and Accelerated Blade that actually does pretty solid damage. And it's like fine. The issue is that it's just so overbearingly powerful. Stuff like Incisive Blade here, just having a 30% increased Chaos Strike slash is crazy. And you just do so much damage with it that way. These embellishments don't really work. Dawn Thread's not in Sims. Focusing Lens does like 0.4%, so I expect this to get changed out. And these are our best two trinkets. Scarden's Grace, which is from Grim Batol, it's just an unused mastery, and then Deadeye Spyglass, which is just some crit stuff. There's another one from, I think it's City of Echoes or Arakara or whatever. It's like an egg sack that gives you primary stat. That is very good as well and stacks up pretty well to these two. The raid trinkets are all pretty bad, but these 3 dungeon trinkets are even better at max dungeon eye level. So just good to keep in mind. In terms of the other builds, we have Inertia and we have Fel-Scarred. So this is the Inertia playstyle. This is the highest one for Aldrachi and single target. Very similar to how we play currently in Season 4. Not very good. As you can see here, it is 7.6% behind. Its cleave isn't even anywhere near like that great because you get so many more Reaver's Glaives on this build here because of just more haste, more stuff like that. So realistically, I don't think there's any reason to play Inertia, especially because of how much more complicated it is. It's like you need a degree in theoretical physics to play this build. But it's there. And then Fel-Scarred is just so completely behind, it's like not even worth playing at all. This is the best Fel-Scarred build. It's about 40% behind. And then this is the no mover build for Fel-Scarred, which is also about 40% behind. So there's just not a reason to use those at all. Here's a quick sim just for damage breakdowns. You can see for Aldrachi that Annihilation is like 30% of their damage. Chaos Strike's about 6.3. So altogether, it's like 30.3% or so, or 33% of your damage is just pushing one button. Death Sweep and Blade Dance are also a very high portion there. You get a lot of Death Sweeps from your resets from the tier set. Soul Scar is 5%. It's actually a pretty good button to pick up. And you see Demon's Blades and Melees are actually a pretty high portion as well, just because of how much uptime you have on this attack speed buff. It's like practically 100%. Scroll down. Attack speed buff is 97%. The damage buff is 74%, which is crazy. Meta's at 68.2, and then you have like other stuff down here, which doesn't matter anywhere near as much. But you can see like the whole build here is just keeping up buffs as like much as possible, which is like kind of miserable. And then over here on our Fel-Scarred build, this is not the best Fel-Scarred one. I don't know why I have it selected, but it's very close, so it doesn't really matter. We scroll down here. Demon Surge is 5.7%. If we add melees together, 3.2 and 1.6, you'll hit 4.8, which is very, very close to it. Adding Demon's Blades and melees are doing more damage than Demon Surge is, which is very fun and very cool. So that kind of sucks. This build is just so far behind, it's not even really worth talking about because it's just that far behind the current highest one here. I think this is a little higher. I think 1.8 is the current highest. This is a bit of an outdated one. I think something's off with the APL or something like that, but very, very high. This is such a high number that I do expect this to get nerfed pretty sizably. Most classes are like within plus minus of like 200,000 from 1 million. So it's like 1.2, 1.3 might be your higher ones, maybe 1.4. Not counting Arcane Mage because they're busted. And then like you might see some in like the low 1 millions or like the high 900,000, something like that. But Havoc is like 1.8 and we're under simming. So expect some nerfs. If not, that'd be weird. But nerfs to the playstyle are not going to happen. Probably going to be playing this going live. But nerfs to damage will probably happen. In terms of Mythic Plus, so I have a few different sims here for Mythic Plus. We have 3 of them. Taking a look first at a 5-minute 5-target sim. The one that comes out ahead is going to be this Inertia Ragefire build here, very similar to what we play on live. The only difference is you actually pick up a critical chaos point, which actually I guess you don't even need to. This could probably go down into Blind Fury and be better. So ignore this critical chaos node, but again, that's not really a big difference. They all have this. I was just kind of changing points around. This one's like the exact same as on live. It's like 2.3% better of current gear being this one, which is the kind of a no mover, straight up single target stuff. Now that's mostly because this is a 5-target 5-minute sim, so it's like very hard to actually show like a Mythic Plus pack with downtime. No mover AOE is about 4% behind, but this is a lot easier to play. This is, I think, a build that Fragments was playing a lot, who is a streamer. I believe he's in Method now, but he used to be an Echo. And then you have the Fel-Scarred stuff, which is just very far behind on any sustained targets. Yeah, I don't really know. Fel-Scarred burst is pretty good, but their damage to single targets or to sustained targets is just nowhere near as up to snuff as some other stuff. So looking over at a more burstier sim, 40 seconds. Inertia Ragefire is the highest burst by a pretty sizable margin, which makes sense. Obviously, fitting your inertias into a small window means you're going to do a lot of damage, right? And probably would be higher with Critical Chaos moved down to Blind Fury as well. And then again, we see a similar story here. Fel-Scarred Inertia AOE has a much closer thing here. Fel-Scarred AOE is just still very far behind, but with Inertia, you get pretty close. You can have a very high uptime of Inertia on these burst sims because you're resetting Sigil Flame and Immolation Aura, so you get 2 charges of it into these windows, which is pretty good in terms of like burst damage, but again, it's just so much less than the other stuff, even like no mover AOE or Inertia Ragefire. So you know, pretty much the same as on live, where no mover is a better sustained option, with Inertia being a better burst option, which should not be much of a surprise to anybody. But no mover is much easier to play, so I could see this being better. I could also see this dropping some stuff for just Chaotic Disposition. We'll see where that ends up happening. This also doesn't have a fire inside, which I think is probably a good idea to take, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We could take it, probably by dropping Looks Can Kill, but this is just what Bragg was using, really. So nothing perfect there. And then finally, our last sim is going to be a single target 3-minute sim. This is roughly how long bosses are in Mythic Plus, obviously on like a higher key. On a lower key, be a little lower, but we'll do 3 minutes just for a nice baseline. And top gear obviously is going to be the this one here, you see the Aldrachi single target one, and then Inertia Ragefire is going to be our highest like actual option, but no mover AOE is very close to it. It's like essentially 1%, which is like basically the same, but it's so much easier to play. And then the downside to the Fel-Scarred builds is that they do basically no single target, because they're 34-38% behind the worst Aldrachi version and 41 to 45% behind the best Aldrachi version. So Fel-Scarred is just so incredibly behind on basically every single thing. It's like ridiculous. I don't know how the tuning has gotten to be this bad. None of these builds are even like some of these builds aren't the most optimal they could be. Like the no mover AOE build Frag was using definitely probably wants a fire inside, but here we are without it. And Fel-Scarred is still so far behind, even on the situation where it would be good, which is a 40-second 5-target burst sim. It's not. If you do this on like higher target counts, it doesn't start to overtake it until you hit like 10 plus targets for a burst sim. And even then it's going to drop off pretty heavily after that. So we're in a situation here where Fel-Scarred is just so bad on basically every single situation. There's no reason to ever even think about it. Like you look at this top gear sim, 40% is crazy. This is a difference in like tiers worth of DPS is 40% behind. Like that's insane. So hopefully we see some tuning happen. We'll see what happens. I do expect we'll probably like a Chaos Strike nerf, and then they're not going to touch the trees themselves, which is going to be dumb, but that's probably what I see happening. We're getting, I think, 2 weeks out from pre-patch here now, which means that most things are set in stone, which means Havoc will probably be going live like this. So if you don't like movement, you should be very happy. If you do like the movement, it's gonna kind of suck. But that's kind of where we're at with builds, what's doing best, and stuff like that. In Sims, I'll do more stuff and updated things as we get closer, obviously, but that's just kind of a picture into where we are now. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Just support the channel. Appreciate all the support, even though we've been a little bit slower with the Havoc stuff and less Havoc stuff, and I've been branching out. And I do also appreciate all the birthday wishes from Friday, which was my 24th birthday. So thank you all so much. I'll see you guys next time. Peace. A big thank you to all of my channel members. Thank you, Sky Elk, Andrew Keenel, 100,001 Zans, Brad Wisniak, Felfa Darren Dark Terror, and Magic Man 133. Thank you all so much. If you want to help support me and help fund the channels and the videos, follow the link in the description to become a channel member and get some cool perks in the process. Again, thank you all so much. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.